Honestly, if you hadn't seen the news with your own eyes, who would believe that a C-Biz megastar could be stranded in Dubai for 3 days? What was supposed to be a trip to Paris for a fashion show was mocked by netizens as the most dangerous layover in history. Coincidentally, this all unfolded exactly when Dilraba and her management agency, Jaywalk Studio, officially went their separate ways. Consequently, the public's first reaction wasn't why, but rather, is this a coincidence, or is someone pulling the strings behind the scenes? To understand this controversy, we need to review the timeline. From an unknown rookie to a top-tier star, Dilraba was with Jaywalk Media for 13 years. According to public records, her contract officially ended on February 26, 2026. In fact, months before the expiration, rumors were swirling within the industry that she wouldn't renew in order to establish her own independent studio. At the time, Jaywalk denied it, using the word fake to squash the rumors. Yet, when the contract expired, Jaywalk made no announcement of a renewal. This silence served as a tacit admission of their breakup. Shortly after, netizens discovered that Dilraba had registered her own company long ago, Shanghai Jingai Film and Culture Studio, with 100% of the shares in her hands. In other words, she had finally broken free from Jaywalk to take control of her own professional destiny. This should have been a cause for celebration, but just days after her departure, the Dubai stranding incident erupted. According to schedules compiled by fans, she planned to depart on February 28, transiting through Dubai to reach Paris for the Dior show on March 3. Ironically, a day before her trip, the Chinese embassy in the UAE issued a security warning, advising travelers to avoid high-risk areas. Normally, any experienced team would have rebooked the flight or adjusted the route immediately. However, her new team stuck to the original plan. This means they knowingly headed into risk. What outraged fans the most was that all other staff members flew directly to Paris, while Dilraba alone had to lay over in Dubai. As a result, she was stranded there for 3 days, completely out of contact. During those 3 days, one can only imagine how worried and distressed her fans were. Just as the Paris show was about to start, her studio finally released a statement, explaining that out of force majeure, she could not attend. Meanwhile, singer Lee Mao-Zhuanzi's family were also stuck in Dubai. They had to take a risk, renting a car to drive 11 hours to the Oman border just to secure tickets home. Lee Mao posted a clip at the time containing sounds of explosions, images that made viewers shudder. The public grew even more concerned for Dilraba's safety and began to raise questions. Why was she the only one forced onto the most dangerous route? Why did this happen exactly when she had just left Jaywalk? Just like that, a personal scheduling mishap became the fuse for a war of words between fans and the former agency. Some called it a coincidence, while others labeled it a murder by a borrowed knife tactic. Although there is no evidence for these theories, they are entirely understandable from an emotional standpoint. The resentment in fans' hearts didn't appear overnight, it had been suppressed for years. It must be noted that during her 13 years at Jaywalk, Dilraba contributed immensely. Outsiders estimate that her individual commercial revenue accounted for about 30% of Jaywalk's total income. She holds over 10 global endorsements, including 5 top-tier luxury brands. With this status, she would be the first lady at any company. Yet, fans have always complained that the company failed to invest in her, and her team showed little interest in promotion. A classic example was her appearance at Paris Fashion Week as a brand ambassador, where her high heel snapped right on the red carpet. No one checked a pair of shoes for an international event beforehand. Worse yet, amidst countless media lenses, all eyes were on her. Although Dilraba remained calm and confident, she shouldn't have had to bear that embarrassment alone. On another occasion in the freezing winter, she walked the red carpet in a thin dress and was filmed shivering uncontrollably. The team didn't even prepare a coat or a warm blanket. Fans were naturally furious. If they couldn't handle small details like this, what exactly was the company doing? Even during her birthday live stream that year, Jaywalk gave her a cake shaped like a brick with the inscription "Keep hauling bricks, keep working hard." Meanwhile, a crown-shaped cake gifted by a brand was given by company staff to another artist under the same label. These might seem like small things, but together they represent an attitude. The company treated her like a money printer but never gave her the respect she deserved. Even more disappointing, according to some netizens, the company's internal PR team was suspected of being infiltrated by anti-fans who leaked her schedule, leading to her being stalked by sassing fans and the spread of false rumors to mislead public opinion. The authenticity of these allegations remains unconfirmed, but Jaywalk indeed never spoke up or took any corrective measures. Consequently, the impression of favoritism, suppression, and the exploitation of the artist's labor deepened. This Dubai incident caused long-simmering rage to fully explode. On social media forums, fans flooded Jaywalk's accounts demanding justice. There were tens of thousands of critical comments, and some extreme fans even protested at Jaywalk's headquarters, holding signs and chanting, "Jaywalk, close down now." Such a scene is truly rare in the entertainment industry. Some analysts see this as a microcosm of the relationship between artists and agencies over the last decade. The artist becomes famous, the company makes a fortune, but trust is forgotten. Once this bond breaks, all old debts are dug up. From Jaywalk's perspective, perhaps they have their own struggles. For years, the company has relied on a few key figures. Once a pillar leaves, the business structure is immediately shaken. Naturally, the company wants to keep people, but when an artist reaches megastar status, their needs for resources, freedom, and personal voice are completely different. When too many conflicts accumulate during the contract period, the negative public opinion after the split creates an uncontrollable chain reaction. Behind these disputes lies the reality of the old entertainment industry model slowly collapsing. Previously, artists relied on companies for film and television resources to become famous. But now, with social media and independent studios, personal branding has matured. One person can entirely manage their own career. If companies cling to an imposition-based management mindset, they will only drive elite artists away. Dilraba's case is just a prime example. What is more worth reflecting on is the power of fans to steer public opinion. In the age of high-speed information, when the public perceives injustice, outrage is magnified, easily creating a wave of boycotts. Jaywalk's near-total silence only allowed malicious speculation to prevail. Some said they were taking cover, while others saw it as a silent admission of guilt. Either way, the brand image has been severely damaged. Frankly, this is a costly lesson in crisis management. The more you remain silent, the more reason people have to spin a story. Of course, looking at it rationally, this controversy may not actually involve a conspiracy or revenge. It might simply be a negligent team making a booking error at the same time as a security warning in a sensitive transitional period, leading people to naturally jump to negative conclusions. But emotionally, fans no longer trust the old company. This is a wound harder to heal than any contract dispute. Fortunately, news later broke that Dilraba had escaped the hardship and arrived safely in a secure area. She has yet to respond in detail, but through her studio's announcements, it's clear the upcoming focus will be on building a new team and handling brand contracts. Regardless of how old debts are settled, rebuilding trust and maintaining public favor will be her most important tasks ahead. For the audience, this event marks a new chapter in the entertainment industry. From artists being completely manipulated by companies 10 years ago to today, where they can use their own studios to coordinate all resources, we are witnessing a transfer of power. And with power comes responsibility. Being your own boss means carrying your own risks. The Dubai incident serves as a reminder to everyone, no matter how high your position, professional judgment and safety must always come first. You cannot leave your fate entirely in the hands of others. Looking back, those 3 days of being stranded were not just a scheduling error, they were a symbolic trial. As autonomy returns to the artist, what they face is not just freedom, but but also public expectations, team capabilities, and lingering grievances with their former agency. Will this controversy become the start of a more brilliant chapter in her career? We can tentatively say that, at the very least, she finally has the chance to captain her own ship. From the incident of a top star, we see a profound lesson about the value of autonomy and the price of freedom in any career. When Dilraba decided to leave the home that had sheltered her for 13 years, it wasn't just a routine job change, it was a leap out of her comfort zone to take the helm of her own destiny. The Dubai stranding served as a harsh reminder: freedom always comes with heavy responsibility. When you no longer have someone to take the hit for you, every decision, from a flight itinerary to a development strategy, can become a double-edged sword without caution and risk management. Furthermore, this story illuminates the importance of kindness and gratitude in professional partnerships. No matter how powerful an organization is, if it views people merely as tools for profit without basic respect, cracks will eventually appear. The scars from a brick-shaped cake or a broken shoe on the red carpet prove that trust is hard to build but very easy to break. In an era where individual voices and public opinion can shift the landscape, maintaining professional ethics and mutual understanding is the most sustainable foundation. Ultimately, we learn that in any adversity, composure and resilience are what define a person's status. Whether surrounded by conspiracy theories or team negligence, the way a person faces 3 days of silence and stands back up to start a new chapter is a lesson in character. Never leave your fate entirely in the hands of others. Always be the one who understands your route best, so that even if you have to lay over in dangerous places, you have the internal strength to find your way back and continue to shine. Of course, any brilliant journey needs understanding companions. Dilraba's story in Dubai was not just a scheduling mishap, but an affirmation of the grit of a queen building her own empire. As for you, do you believe this was just a rare coincidence of fate, or a cruel test from old grievances? Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments below so we can discuss. And if you love deep insights and dramatic behind-the-scenes stories from the Chinese entertainment industry, please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Your support is the motivation for me to continue providing the most authentic and high-quality content. Thank you for watching, and for now, goodbye and see you in the next videos.